So we're gonna start programming the ZMod X1. So we set our symbol rate first. There's a setting called symbol rate, so we change it. For this trial, we're gonna try 5, so we change it to 5, and also we choose the right modulation. We're gonna use DVB-S2, 8PSK, 5/6. You can change it to whatever you want. Every time you make a change, there's gonna be an asterisk, then you just hit submit. Once you made your symbol rate, you're gonna have to try to see the status. That tells you the capacity the modulator can handle. So if you look at the reading, tells you what's the capacity. Here it says 12. So if you reduce the symbol rate, the capacity will be reduced. You need that capacity to be used as the mux rate in your encoder. So if so you're gonna put the mux rate, and then in the encoder, which is the channel capacity of the modulator, and they need to match. So if the mux rate is less than what the modulator can handle, then you're gonna have a lot of wasted data rate, and you're gonna have a lot of inserted packets by the modulator. So the best thing is to have them match as much as possible. So in this case, let's say we have 12 as the channel capacity on the modulator. Then in the encoder, we need to put the mux rate to be 12. Now, if you change the mux rate in the encoder and make it higher than the channel capacity of the modulator, then you're gonna be dropping packets. The modulators cannot handle them, and he's gonna drop packets, and then you're gonna have tiling, and the picture will gonna be really bad. So let's now try to change the symbol rate. Okay, so now we change the symbol rate to 4, and we submit. It says check the channel capacity and the status. So it's 9.099. So we're gonna turn the modulator on, and they can also change the power of the modulator, and that will affect your uplink power as well. You can change the power on the uplink from the modulator. And we turn the carrier on, and we see the carrier on the spectrum analyzer, and the spectrum analyzer has locked to the signal, and we see the resulting picture. This is the and here's, let's take a look at the source. This is the source playing back, feeding our encoder, and our encoder encoding, and then providing the ASI to the modulator, and the modulator is sending a signal, an L-band signal. Let's try to change the power. Let's say it's set on the lowest power is -20. Let's change it to -17. See the hashtag, and then we submit. Yeah, and see how the power level has changed coming out of the modulator. So we change it back to -20. See the signal drop. And that's it. Good luck with your flyway. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, one more thing. when you first do your test, the satellite company is going to ask you to send the CW. So you, in the same screen, there is the carrier. It's set on normal for a modulate signal. You can change it to a CW. Again, you change it to CW, you submit, and then you see a CW, which is a clean carrier for the satellite company to adjust help you adjust your polarity. And enjoy your flyway. Thank you. Now we're gonna show you how to program the encoder in the flyway. Now first, to access the encoder, you need to go to the browser. In this case, it is the Chrome browser, and then you need to put the IP address of the browser, which is 192.168.10.50. See, as you see now, you have access to the encoder. Now, before we go to the encoder, there is, we start on the modulator. We put the assigned symbol rate on the modulator, which will produce for us, we will show you in a moment how to do it, will produce for us the channel capacity for the modulator. Now that channel capacity we're gonna put in our encoder, so they are in sync together. Again, the channel capacity, we get it from the modulator, and then we go to the transport, like you see here. We click and we put that value in the encoder. Now the channel capacity we get from our modulator at 5 megasymbols per second using the VBS2 5/6, it is 9.1 megasymbols per second. So to change anything, you need to stop the encoding first, and here we go to stop. So okay, so we stop and the encoding right here. All right, and now we put it is, we said it's 9.1, so it's 9100 kilobits per second. That's our rate, our data rate. And then we're gonna save it. Okay, and now we can go to now see the start button, meaning that it's not encoding. Now we go to the video. Now the signal that we have, it's a high definition channel, so we choose the video parameters, and also we choose what encoding do we want. Do you want MPEG-2 or MPEG-4? In this case, we're using MPEG-4, and so it is high definition 420, and the high definition, this encoder is always going to be MPEG-4. MPEG-2 is going to be just for the standard definition. All right, and okay, so now we have the video bitrate is 6,660 kilobits per second, which is a waste. We need to take advantage and use as much video as possible, so we put this to the end, and it gives us, so the mux rate was 9.1 megabits per second, and the video rate is 8.716 megabits per second. So, and the rest is used for audio and other tables. Let's go to the audio, and the audio, we choose what do we want. Do we want MPEG-1, any parameter we like. So it's MPEG-1 level 2, and stereo, we choose the bit rate. We leave it at 128, and it's a stereo, and it is, our audio is embedded, but you can have external audio as well. So you can choose external if you want, or embedded. So we have our source as SDI and the audio is embedded. Alright, and after any changes we make, we save. And you can save to, if you have different settings, you can choose a different profile, and you have up to 4 profiles. So you can choose whatever profile to save your settings. And here we're using profile number 1. Alright, and that's it. And then we can start to encode by hitting the start button. And now the unit is encoding.